Welcome back to WC Coins, world where we explore the fascinating world of numismatics and uncover the rich history behind rare and collectible coins. Today, we are going to take an in-depth look at the 1913 one penny, a British coin that carries over a century of history and significance. In this video, we will explore the coin's design, the historical context of its minting, the different variations and mint marks, and why it remains a sought-after piece among collectors. So sit back and enjoy as we dive deep into the story of the 1913 one penny. Historical context of the 1913 one penny. The year 1913 was a time of global change and transition, with Europe on the brink of World War I. The British Empire was at its height, covering vast territories across the world, and the economy was thriving, with industry and trade playing a significant role in the nation's wealth. This was also a period of transformation in British coinage, with the Royal Mint continuing its production of pennies, featuring the long-standing portrait of King Edward VII's successor, King George V, who had taken the throne in 1910 following his father's passing. The 1913 penny was part of a series of coins that carried his effigy and continued the tradition of British coinage. The design of the 1913 one penny. The 1913 one penny follows the same design pattern as earlier British pennies of the era. The obverse features the portrait of King George V facing left, designed by Sir Bertram Mackennal, an Australian-born sculptor known for his contributions to coinage and metals around the empire. The king is depicted in a regal manner, wearing no crown, a tradition continued from his predecessors. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, George's V-Day Gra Brit Omn Rex FD INDM, which translates to George V, by the grace of God, King of all Britons, defender of the faith, Emperor of India. This Latin inscription signified the monarch's divine right to rule and his role as both a religious and imperial leader. Reverse design of the 1913 one penny. On the reverse side, the 1913 penny features the iconic image of Britannia, a female personification of Britain who had appeared on coinage since the 17th century. She is depicted seated, wearing a Corinthian helmet and holding a trident in her left hand, while her right hand rests on a shield adorned with the Union Jack. Behind her are waves representing Britain's naval supremacy at the time. Britannia had long been a symbol of strength and protection, reinforcing the idea of British dominance over the seas. The inscription one penny is displayed along the top curve of the coin, while the date 1913 is placed below. This design by Leonard Charles Wyon continued a legacy that had been present on British pennies since 1860. Mintage and mint marks of the 1913 penny. The 1913 one penny was minted at the Royal Mint in London, as well as in other locations across the British Empire to accommodate high demand at the time. The Royal Mint in London produced the bulk of the mintage, but coins were also struck at the Heaton Mint in Birmingham and the King's Norton Mint, both of which were private mints authorized to produce British coinage when needed. Pennies from the Heaton Mint bear a small H mint mark just below the date on the reverse side, while those from King's Norton feature a KN mint mark. Coins without a mint mark were struck at the Royal Mint in London. Composition and specifications of the 1913 penny. The 1913 penny was made of bronze composed of 95% copper, 4% tin, and 1% zinc. This alloy had been used for British pennies since 1860, replacing the earlier copper pennies that were significantly larger and heavier. The weight of the coin was approximately 9.4 grams, and it had a diameter of 30.8 millimeters. The thickness was around 1.6 millimeters, giving it a substantial feel in the hand. The edge of the coin was smooth without any reading, a characteristic of British pennies from this period. The Heaton Mint 1913 penny. Coins struck at the Heaton Mint are distinguishable by the small H mint mark below the date. Heaton-produced pennies were not significantly different from those made at the Royal Mint in terms of quality, but they are considered scarcer due to the lower mintage. Heaton Mint pennies were produced to supplement the Royal Mint's production capacity and were identical in weight, composition, and design, except for the addition of the mint mark. The King's Norton Mint 1913 penny. King's Norton pennies are marked with the letters KN below the date. This mint was another private facility contracted to produce British coinage during periods of high demand. King's Norton pennies are rarer than Heaton pennies, making them particularly interesting for collectors like Heaton pennies. They were produced with the same specifications and materials as the Royal Mint issues, but their limited production makes them more desirable. Circulation and usage of the 1913 penny. During its time in circulation, the 1913 penny was widely used across the British Isles and in various territories of the British Empire at the time. Pennies were an essential part of daily transactions used for purchasing small goods, paying fares, and making everyday exchanges in an era when inflation had not yet significantly diminished the value of the penny. It held considerable purchasing power and was a fundamental part of commerce in Britain. Rarity and collectability of the 1913 penny. Today, the 1913 penny is considered a collectible coin, especially in higher grades. Uncirculated examples with full detail and luster are particularly sought after and command higher prices among collectors. Heaton and King's Norton varieties are of special interest due to their mint marks and lower mintage, with collectors often seeking to obtain all three variations. To complete a set, coins in poor condition are still collected, but their value is significantly lower than well-preserved specimens. Notable errors and varieties of the 1913 penny. While the 1913 penny was generally well struck, some varieties and errors exist, including off-center strikes, weakly struck coins, and die cracks, which can add to a coin's rarity and desirability among collectors. Some pennies may also exhibit ghosting, a phenomenon where an impression of the monarch's portrait appears faintly on the reverse due to metal flow during striking. Collectors often seek out these varieties for their uniqueness. Conclusion on the 1913 penny. The 1913 penny is a remarkable piece of British numismatic history, reflecting the era of King George V and the stability of the British Empire before World War I. Its design, craftsmanship, and variations make it an exciting coin to study and collect. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, the 1913 penny offers a glimpse into the past and remains a cherished part of Britain's rich coinage heritage.